So, here's a big question to start us off. What if your best devotional life looks, well, absolutely nothing like someone else's?
Hmm, that's a powerful thought.
Right. And that's what we're really diving into today. Our mission here is always to enrich your mind and spark your curiosity.
And today, we're doing that by looking at how each of us learns, how we connect, especially spiritually, in ways that are just really unique to us.
Yeah, it's something we kind of sense, isn't it? Like, we all know people learn differently.
Totally. You see it all the time. Some people, they just need to see a chart for something to click.
Exactly. Or, maybe draw a diagram.
While others, they get it perfectly just hearing someone explain it.
And then there are those who need to, like, physically do something with it, tinker with it.
Right. Get their hands dirty, so to speak. And these differences, they're completely natural. We should probably celebrate them, not just notice them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, okay, here's a really interesting point we need to touch on, the whole learning styles thing.
Ah, yes. That does need some clarification.
Because the idea of fixed styles, like you only learn visually or only auditorily, that's actually been, well, pretty widely challenged by psychologists.
It has. Even the American Psychological Association points out there isn't really solid scientific proof that people are locked into just one single learning box.
Which is important. It's not about putting labels on people.
Exactly. What's probably more accurate and honestly way more useful is thinking about preferences. We all have ways we prefer to learn.
Preferences, I like that word better.
Yeah. And recognizing those preferences, that's super powerful. It means we can be more intentional about trying different methods.
Right. It invites you to explore, maybe try something new, whether you're learning a job skill or, like we're talking about today, deepening your spiritual life.
And a really helpful way to think about these preferences is the VARK model. It's quite popular.
VARK. Okay, what's that stand for?
Visual, auditory, reading, writing, and kinesthetic.
Got it. VARK.
Yep. It gives us 4 broad categories for how people often prefer to take in information.
But again, not rigid boxes, right? Most people use a mix.
Oh, absolutely. Most of us are a blend. But thinking about these categories is still really useful, especially for honoring how different we all are when it comes to something as personal as spiritual growth.
Okay, so let's unpack those a little bit. Visual learners first.
Right. Visual learners. These are the people who really get things best by seeing. Give them visuals, charts, diagrams, symbols.
Like mind maps or infographics.
Exactly. For them, seeing the information laid out spatially or represented with an image, that's often the key to unlocking understanding. It's not just helpful, it's almost essential sometimes.
Okay. Then auditory learners.
Auditory learners really tune in through hearing. Think lectures, discussions, music, podcasts like this one.
Ah, good plug.
Well, it's true. Spoken words, stories, conversations, that's how information really lands for them. They might remember exactly what someone said, even if they can't picture it.
Makes sense. And reading, writing. That seems pretty straightforward.
It is, but it's distinct. These folks process information best through text. They love to read books, articles, websites.
And they probably take a lot of notes.
Oh, absolutely. Writing things down helps them think. Outlines, journaling, summaries, engaging with the written word, both reading and writing it, is how they make sense of things. They often think best with a pen in hand, literally.
Okay. And the last one, kinesthetic.
Kinesthetic learners are the doers. They need to engage physically. Hands-on activities, movement, real-world experiences.
So less theory, more practice.
Pretty much. They learn by building something, acting something out, walking through a process, feeling it in their bodies. Abstract concepts click when they connect them to a physical action or experience.
Wow. Okay, so VARK, visual, auditory, reading, writing, kinesthetic.
And what's really cool is seeing how these preferences show up all the time in our spiritual lives, even if we don't use these labels.
How so? Give me an example.
Well, think about prayer. Someone might feel most connected kneeling down, maybe with hands folded. That's very physical, very kinesthetic.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
Someone else might find incredible meaning singing hymns with a congregation. That powerful sound, the shared voices, deeply auditory.
Or listening to a really moving sermon.
Exactly. And then you've got the person who keeps a detailed prayer journal, writing out their thoughts and conversations with God.
That's clearly reading, writing.
Right. And maybe someone else finds peace, gazing at a beautiful stained glass window, or just being quiet in nature, taking in the scenery.
That's the visual piece. Wow, okay, so it's already happening.
It's already happening. Experts totally agree that we all tend to have a preferred way of relating to the divine. Understanding this helps us appreciate that connection can look really different for each person, and that's okay. It's good.
And this isn't some, like, New Age idea either, is it? Haven't spiritual traditions always offered different paths?
Absolutely not new. Look back at ancient teachers. Think about Jesus, for instance. He used so many methods.
Like parables.
Exactly. Vivid stories that create mental pictures, very visual.
Yeah.
But he also gave powerful sermons, right? Clear auditory messages. He encouraged writing things down. Think of the letters in the New Testament. That's reading writing.
And his actions.
Yeah.
Healing people, washing feet, feeding crowds.
Totally kinesthetic. He didn't just talk about compassion, he demonstrated it through physical actions. He lived it.
It really makes you think, if he used all those methods, why do we sometimes feel like we have to stick to just one way ourselves?
That's a great question. Most traditions, if you look closely, offer a whole toolkit. Reading sacred texts, chanting or singing, creating religious art, meditative walking, pilgrimage.
So many different ways in.
Right, they're all potential paths. The key is finding the ones that genuinely resonate with your soul, how you are wired.
Okay, so let's get specific. How might these VARK styles look in, like actual spiritual practices? Let's start with visual spiritual learners.
Okay, for visual folks, it's all about the imagery, the symbols. They might be really drawn to icons, religious art, stained glass, even just the beauty of nature.
So what could they do?
They might find it powerful to, say, color or sketch a scene from a parable, or watch a short film with a spiritual theme. Maybe use illustrated guides or maps like mapping out St. Paul's journeys or something. Visuals help them connect.
Got it. What about auditory spiritual learners?
These are the people who really connect through sound and speech. Music is huge for them. Worship songs, hymns, chants.
Sermons and podcasts too, presumably.
Definitely. Listening to teaching, hearing stories told aloud, but also speaking, praying out loud maybe, or discussing spiritual ideas with others in a small group or study circle.
That dialogue piece is important.
Very. As someone wisely said, some people learn best, primarily by hearing. Hearing the words, whether sung, spoken, or discussed, makes the truth come alive for them.
Okay, next up. Reading, writing, spiritual learners.
Right. For them, the written word is central. They thrive on reading scripture, devotional books, theological articles.
And the writing part.
Crucial. Keeping a prayer journal is classic. Or maybe rewriting a favorite verse over and over as a meditation. Taking detailed notes during a study. Even copying scripture by hand.
Like the monks used to do.
Exactly. Research confirms these folks often enjoy writing in diaries or journals. Putting thoughts and prayers into words on paper helps them process and connect deeply.
Okay, finally. Kinesthetic spiritual learners. The doers.
Yes, they need movement, action, experience. Their spirituality is often very embodied.
So, things like
Praying while walking in nature, a prayer walk. Or maybe liturgical dance or yoga as a form of prayer. Using physical gestures. Kneeling, raising hands, lighting candles, using prayer beads.
hands-on things.
Definitely. Acting out a biblical story. Volunteering, putting faith into action at a soup kitchen or building homes. Even crafting something symbolic. They learn and connect by experiencing and doing.
Wow, that really covers a lot of ground. It makes abstract faith feel much more tangible.
It does. And it's not just theory. Think about real people. Take Corrie ten Boom.
Oh, her story is incredible. Sheltering Jewish people in Nazi-occupied Holland.
Right. An amazing example of faith in action. And even in the darkest times, she held on to her conviction, the love of God is stronger than the deepest darkness, she said.
So how did her devotional life reflect these styles?
Well, it seems like she blended them beautifully. She had this daily habit with her sister, Betsy, quiet time with a tea and Bible reading.
Okay, that's reading writing.
Yes. And they discuss what they read, pray together. That adds the auditory element.
Mm-hmm.
But then after the war, her faith became very active, very public. She traveled the world speaking to huge audiences, telling her story.
That sounds auditory and kinesthetic. Engaging people, moving around, maybe using gestures.
Exactly. She even sang hymns with prisoners sometimes. Her practices weren't just, internal. They fueled her mission and matched her active nature. She drew strength from the quiet reading and prayer, then shared it through dynamic words and actions.
That a powerful illustration. It wasn't just one thing.
Not at all. And that's a great takeaway for all of us.
So, okay, let's bring this home for everyone listening. How can you figure out your own preference? Or maybe your main preference?
It starts with noticing. Pay attention to when you feel most engaged, most connected during spiritual activities.
Like what really grabs you?
Yeah? Is it the music? Does a passage of scripture leap out when you read it? Do powerful images or symbols resonate deeply?
Yeah.
Or do you feel closest to God when you're physically doing something, serving, walking, creating?
Just observe yourself.
Exactly. Let that self-awareness be your starting point.
But you said earlier, don't just stop there.
Right. The next step is crucial. Experiment. Gently push your boundaries.
What do you mean?
Well, if you almost always listen to sermons or music, maybe try writing out a prayer or keeping a journal for a week.
Yeah.
If you usually sit very still during prayer or reflection, try a short prayer walk outside. Or even just stand up instead of sitting.
Mix it up a bit.
Mix it up. Each little experiment teaches you something. And you know what's interesting is that many traditional spiritual disciplines already do this blending.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Think about Lectio Divina, that ancient practice of praying with scripture. It involves reading, listening, reflecting, responding. It hits several styles right there.
Visual, reading, writing, auditory, maybe even kinesthetic if you're really embodying it.
Could be. Or think about creating religious art, like icon painting, very visual and kinesthetic. Group prayer circles are obviously auditory and often social. Service projects are deeply kinesthetic.
So the traditions often do this intuitively.
I think so. They offer multiple doorways. You might find connection in a lively group discussion one day and in solitary journaling the next. Lighting candles while meditating, volunteering, it's all valid.
Okay, can we give people some really concrete ideas for each style? Just some quick hits.
Sure. For visual-friendly practices, try actually coloring or doodling scripture verses. Create a literal vision board for your spiritual goals. Watch a short, inspiring film and journal about it.
I like the coloring idea. Okay, auditory friendly.
Listen to uplifting music or a sermon podcast. Join a prayer group where you pray out loud together. Or just talk through your spiritual questions and thoughts with a friend. Verbalize it.
Good ones. Reading, writing friendly.
Keep a daily gratitude journal or a prayer log. Write a short reflection on a teaching that struck you. Pick a devotional book and really study it pen in hand, taking notes.
Classic but effective. And kinesthetic friendly.
Try walking meditation. Focus on your steps, your breathing, the environment as you pray. Use simple hand gestures during prayer. Act out a Bible story with family or friends. Sounds silly, but it works. Or find a hands-on service project and reflect on the experience.
Lots of great practical ideas there.
The point is, all these methods help you bring your whole self into your spiritual life. It's not just your brain or just your ears.
Yeah, I remember reading about studies showing students learn history better when they act out a scene.
Exactly. That's kinesthetic. Then they discuss it auditory. It engages more parts of you. So, tell someone what you're learning. Draw a quick mind map visual. Move while you pray, kinesthetic. Engage all the senses.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway message?
I think the absolute core message is this. There is no single best way to pray, study, or connect spiritually, period.
It's not a competition.
Not at all. Think of it like gardening. Different flowers need different conditions. Soil, sunlight, water to thrive, we're the same. We each need the practices that actually help us grow.
So if my friend loves silent meditation and I get more out of a lively worship service, both are good.
Both are absolutely valid and beautiful. If a particular ritual feels a bit empty to you, that's okay. It might be the very thing that nourishes someone else deeply.
We need to celebrate that diversity.
We really do.
Yeah.
Recognizing and honoring your own style and the styles of others is incredibly freeing and encouraging. It shows how these ancient truths are still alive and speaking personally to each of us today.
And maybe even try swapping styles sometimes, just to see.
Definitely. Be curious. If you usually sit to pray, try standing or kneeling. If you're always reading, try listening for a change, or vice versa.
You might discover something new about yourself and your connection.
Exactly. Each experiment is a chance to learn what truly feeds your soul. It keeps things fresh and deepens your understanding.
It really feels like the idea is that we're each uniquely wired.
I believe so. Wired with a unique way to engage with truth, with the divine. And that variety isn't a problem, it's a gift. It makes the whole spiritual community richer, more creative, more compassionate.
Every approach adds its own color, its own texture to the big picture.
Beautifully put.
So the encouragement is to stay curious, stay open, keep exploring ways to connect that feel authentic to you. And, as always, keep our motto in mind. Enrich your mind and spark your curiosity.